Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this episode, you guys, we are going to be getting our build on. But before I go any further, I would like to state this right here and now, and that is your boy V is a little bit tired, and that is because I stayed up much later than I intended to last night, and that is for a good cause though, which is one of my fellow content creators slash broadcasters was doing a 24-hour Extra Life charity stream, and I thought I would support him by not only tuning in and watching the stream, but also sitting down and gaming with him. And we ended up playing Titanfall 2 for, I'm going to say, at least 6 hours in total. But I digress. Moving on. So we have this little pathway that actually connects to the one that we established in the previous LP. And this is going to lead out to our farm area. Now, my original idea was to create a cow pasture and then a carrot, potato, wheat, beetroot farm land out on this side. So over here we would have the moo-moos, over here we'll have the crops growing. But then I thought, I don't know if I really want to do something like that, because there is a lot of land to work with over here, and every time I walk through this area I get more ideas than I would like to have, because, well, I'm already a little overwhelmed with ideas and such. My problem is not coming up with ideas. My problem is prioritizing them and figuring out which ones are going to be the ones that I create an LP of. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with the original idea, actually, now that I say this out loud and hear myself talking. And that is, over here, I'm going to create a moo pasture. I may have to do a bit of landscaping just so we can get this land to come out a little bit further, but not too close to this little desert land that we have going on. And then right over yonder is where I'm going to be planting various crops and have the quote-unquote official farm further going on. Oh, hello there, Piggywig. You think that's a good idea? Oh, you want to get to work? Alright, so let me go ahead and get this Piggywig, an axe, and a pickaxe, and we're going to begin to get our build on, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Just look at him. He's like, alright, let's get our build on. You coming? Come on, let's get our build on. Attention, everybody. Mark this day on your calendar as the day where I actually remembered to take a break from getting my build on and bring it back to share with you all a bit of a progress update. No, seriously, it's something that I'm really trying to work on, where I don't go completely pig with my build job and just, get the job done without showing the progress updates. So, let's go ahead and take a look as to what I've done. And right off the bat, I'm going to say this right here and now, this is definitely not what I had originally envisioned. I was trying to go, every time I thought as to how this cow pasture would look, I kept envisioning something that would resemble a Thomas Kinkade painting. Thomas Kinkade is one of my favorite painters, right next to, I can't remember the guy's name, and I never can. But the guy who painted the Melted Clocks painting, Salvador Dali Salvador, I don't know. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head at this moment. So, but he's another one of my top favorite painters. But Bob Ross, he's a little mainstream, shall we say, and call me a hipster if you will, but I'm not into the mainstream stuff. But so what I have going on here is we have a pathway that leads into this area, and it's going to curve off to the left, and then it's going to go up a few block levels, and then we're going to continue to have this pathway curve that way, facing north, so that way then we'll be able to have our farmland to the north side of this area, and then over in the, I guess this would be the southwest part, we're gonna have the moo-moos just roaming and such. Now, I thought about this for a little bit, and it was, do I want to let these moo-moos be completely encased in this area, meaning they wouldn't be able to exit the wall, or would they be able to roam about this area, but if they so choose to, be able to leave by hopping up through this block space. And considering with my luck in this lovely world, whenever I have animals semi-penned in, they tend to just walk out and never come back. I thought to myself, well, I will need the steak and I will need the leather at some point in time, so I might as well just completely encase them in this area. So just to prevent them from wandering out and never returning, I placed a cobblestone wall on top of this stone brick block, and then whenever we have a single stone brick block, I went ahead and placed a stone brick slab, and I think this is going to get the job done. Now when it comes to this archway, I have a few ideas as to how I can solve it. So my first idea is to take cobblestone walls and just place them here, because if my thinking is correct, and it probably is not in the slightest bit, moo their hitbox is greater than just one block space, so I don't think they'll be able to squeeze through this area. But in the event that they do, then I can just go ahead and throw down a simple fence gate, something as simple as a fence gate. That way it's not completely ruining the whole opening of this archway that we have going on. And this is something that I wanted to do also, was instead of letting the wall be composed of only stone brick blocks with the variation that this resource pack has to offer, I also wanted to apply variation in regards to the resources that I'm using. So I just sprinkled in some cobblestone stairs with the stone brick stairs and such. Now, I think I'm trying to think as to when I want this video to go up, and I guess this is sort of breaking the fourth wall. I don't know if this is considered breaking the fourth wall, but a few episodes back I talked about how I would like to be able to wake up on a new day in real life and begin working on a new LP for you all and get it out to you that same day, but just during the prime time Eastern Standard Time, which is 6 to 9 p.m. I think it is. My YouTube gaming app always says prime time starts at 1800 Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, okay, I guess that's the time I should upload my videos. But getting back to my thinking and such, is it's currently right now 16:38 on the 6th of November 2016, and I still have a lot of work to do, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get this video out to you on said date. So in the event that it comes out on a later date, I sincerely apologize. Like I said at the beginning of this LP, I kind of stayed up a little later than I intended to, but it was for a good cause, and I think I'm going to go ahead and continue to get my build on, and when we bring it back, hopefully we will have some moo-moos in their pasture, along with some decorational pieces and even a water hole for them to drink in. I was about to say bathe in, but for them to drink in, and we'll even maybe have a few crates laying around so we can store some hay bale balls in. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, so here's the deal, you guys. We're going to say that this project is a work in progress, because I would really like to get this episode out to you on the date that I mentioned in the previous segment. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and take a look as to what I've done. Now, I readjusted the pathway, so instead of having it curve up this way facing north, we're just going to have it curve so it faces south and then leads right into the moo pasture. Now, one thing that I did was I started to create a pathway, and this is going to be composed of cobblestone, gravel, cobblestone stairs, maybe some cobblestone slabs, and basically a variation of stone-based blocks, and it's going to lead up to this structure that we're going to build. Now, this is not going to be a large in size structure, and I wouldn't even consider this to be a medium in size structure. I would consider this to be a small structure, and the reason why I want to build a structure is because, well, I'd like to be able to provide a house for the moo-moos, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build this on camera with you all, because I would like to talk to you all about something that I kind of actually considered to be a very, no, not very, but I consider this to be a serious thing when it comes to quote unquote doing YouTube. And I thought I would go ahead and share at least my thoughts on the subject, because you never know if there's someone out there who's watching a video that may have a similar mindset or opinion, or if not something similar, then the exact same mindset or opinion on a subject that is being discussed. So let's as we get ready to do a snooze job, actually, because I don't want to build at nighttime. Can I go sleep? Can I go sleep? Can I please go sleep, game? Maybe I gotta move the bed closer to the actual structure. Not like that actually is a thing. But what I want to talk to you all about is comments and liking a video. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Vanilla, that's a very weird thing to talk about. And the reason why I bring this up is because earlier today, someone who, I'm not going to name any names just because I don't want to start any drama. And if that person is watching this video, please take my word when I say this, that I did not intend anything I said to be negative whatsoever. Now, with that being said, this person had left a comment on my latest DVLP saying I left a like, and to me that my first thought was like, okay, like K, like just the letter K. Every kiss begins with K. Ding. And I literally left that as my response to his comment. And then he responded saying, I liked the video, and I commented saying that I liked it, and you're just going to say K. And so then that's when I was like, all right, let's go ahead and stroke the ego of this kid, shall we, so to speak. And I said, oh my god, so-and-so left a like on my video and even wanted to comment saying so. And again, I don't mean anything negative. This is all fun and games. Content creator too. Well, this person does create content, but he's more of a broadcaster. So I was like, oh my god, so-and-so, blah, 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 left a comment, wanted to at least let it be known. Thank you all and everything. But then I said in that same comment, all jokes aside, I would prefer to see people leave comments discussing something that's in relation to what occurred in that video, or at least if it's not something from the video, then in the comment section below, start up a conversation that could possibly be used for the next LP, whether it's a DVLP or WORLP. And that is still really weird to say now that I think about it, WORLP. I'm just going to stick to saying LPs in general, just for the sake of simplicity. So, I guess you could say this is me continuing that conversation here in this video, but I'm trying to speak more so in a like, hey, this is my opinion. If you agree with it, then cool beans. If not, that's still cool. At the end of the day, the viewer is entitled, in my opinion at least, to leave whatever comment they wish to. So please don't take it that I'm trying to say, don't comment on my video unless you're going to do this or that. No. It's something that can help me help you, if that makes any sense. So, why am I having such a lousy time trying to place the stairs? There we go. So, I said to this person in response, all jokes aside though, I would like to see comments where the person is referencing something that was discussed or done in the video, so that way then there's an actual conversation going on, as opposed to just, hey, just wanted to let you know I left a like. Because anyone can leave a like on a video, and anyone can say that they liked the video. And that's not to say that I at least don't believe the person when they say that. That's not the case at all. Again, when it comes to producing content for you all, I'd like to produce content that is, I'd like to produce content that you would like to see more of. And one way for me to be able to do that is to receive feedback in the comments section, which is hence why I said again to this person, well, not again, but going into another thing that I had said to this person was, when a chef is done preparing a meal, would the chef rather hear, oh, these people enjoyed the food? Or would the chef rather hear, the people enjoyed the food, and this is why? So that way, in future, not predicaments, but in future scenarios, the chef may be able to provide a meal similar to that as to what he did before, or maybe even figure out a way to prepare a meal in a more, tasty way, shall we say. I'm not trying to say like the process of preparing the meal, but the meal itself is what the chef is trying to, not perfect, I don't want to say, but is trying to really home in on, so that the customer is really satisfied and would like to say, hey, I like this food enough where I would come back again and order it. You know, that's the best comparison that I could think of at that time, but it's also a comparison that I think could be used universally, not just for this topic but others. But that's getting into a whole different story that I don't want to in this episode, in this chatty segment at least. So what I'm trying to say overall, to sum it all up now with you all, is that, you know, again, at the end of the day, you guys, the viewers, feel free to leave a comment saying whatever it is you want. Although, you know, if it's something flat out nasty that you have to go out of your way to say, then, you know, that's not cool. That's bumble bummer, you know. But, oh, I'm going to have to make another crafting chest table up here. Okay. But, you know, if you want to really, in my opinion, if you really would like to support your favorite content creator, and I guess this even applies for broadcasting as well, although I don't know much about it, even though I used to do it a lot back in the day. But if you would really like to support someone, instead of just saying, hey, I liked this that you made or did, don't be afraid to say why. And if you have difficulty going into why, if you have difficulty expressing your thoughts, or okay, I have no cobblestone. Let's just go ahead and place 2 down, because this is going to give me the 4 that I need. Yeah. So if you have difficulty with trying to word what it is you're saying, for the most part, from what I have seen, at least on YouTube, is that a majority of the YouTubers, content creators out there, they're gonna say, oh, don't worry about it, you know, if English isn't your first language, that's not a problem. I have trouble speaking the English language. I mean, I myself, I do at times, grammatically speaking, but that's a different thing. But, you know, just no one's out to get anyone or really bash on anyone. It's just, when it comes to producing content, again, I'm trying to like not say the same thing over and over, because I can understand that being really annoying. I mean, I, for one, never really enjoyed hearing the same thing over and over until I had a psychic change 2 years ago. But it's just a matter of like, hey, if you want to help us be able to push out the content that you want to see, or do a broadcast that you would really enjoy, don't be afraid to say what it is you liked and what it is you did not like. That's called constructive criticism. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, don't be afraid to tell your favorite YouTuber like what your honest thoughts are on something, because again, in the long run, that helps us push out the stuff that you want to see. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who would say this, but when it comes to doing YouTube, we're entertainers. We want to provide to you the stuff that you want to see, whether it's something the viewer can believe or not. But I think what I'm going to do here, excuse me, is, considering we just had a pretty in-depth discussion that's very opinion-oriented, I suppose, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish up this structure, and this is going to be a little barn for the moo so they can seek refuge into it in the event that it gets to be rainy one night or something like that. Just trying to provide a nice little shelter for the moo because even though they're moo, all life is precious, as Morgan from the Walking Dead would say. So we gotta ensure that they don't get sick from the cold or rainy weather, and they have a nice place to just chill out because, well, sometimes you just gotta chill, I suppose, as opposed to worrying about doing moo related stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish up the structure and decorating the moo pasture, and when we come back, we'll be concluding this LP. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time where we must begin to conclude this LP, but before we go, let's just go ahead and do a quick review as to what occurred in this LP. So we have half of the new project going on here at the fantasy themed village, and the moo pasture has for the most part been established. Now it just has to be decorated, and I was actually thinking of doing a live stream on the 7th of November 2016. That's Monday, tomorrow upon the recording of this video. So feel free to let me know in the comment section if you would like to see me do a live stream where I just do some decorating in the moo pasture in this section of the courtyard as well, and also it'll give you and I, viewer and content creator, a chance to just sit down, unwind from the weekend, and chat it up, get to know one another better. And yeah, so aside from establishing this courtyard and then the moo pasture, I still think these are awesome and cool. Having these two little piggy wig statues just sitting on their little podiums just outside the gates, I think it adds a little bit atmosphere to this area. So walking into here now, we still have the pathway, and I'm going to be working on this pathway off camera. It's something you don't really need to see me do. In the event you want to learn a thing or two about how to compose a curved pathway and then also apply variation and bits of detail and depth into a pathway, feel free to check out my one World of Raccoons Let's Play video through the power of YouTube cards. One will be appearing at the top right corner of your screen that will take you to that video. But this is the structure overall. Now, I thought about putting coarse dirt and gravel in this area, but then I thought to myself, I'm not entirely sure if I would really like that, because this is not a house. This is not a structure for people to reside in or work in. This is strictly for the moo. So with that being said, it kind of would not have made sense to have coarse dirt and gravel in this area and then a wooden floor in this area, although we do have a ladder, so that way, do I have them on me now? Actually, no, I don't. But I do plan on putting chests in here so that way I can hoard all the hay bale bales and the wheat and other stuff that I would need for the moo pasture. And then also, just to recap what we talked about in the previous segment, sorry about that, because I know, well, I don't want to say I know, but I'm sure it's possible that someone may misunderstand what it is that I was trying to say in that 10-11 minute segment. So just to recap what it is that I said, if you really want to show your support for your favorite content creator and or broadcaster, then instead of just saying, hey, I liked what you did here, or I enjoyed this video or live stream of yours, don't be afraid to tell that person that you liked it and why. And in the event that you struggle with expressing your thoughts and opinions and so on and so forth, don't let that discourage you from continuing to try and take your thoughts and put words to them, because that's something that I struggle myself, actually, being able to take my thoughts and put them into words, but also at times not get too wordy with what I am trying to say. And I think I may have done that at some point a few times in this LP. But practice makes progress, and you'll never get better at something unless you continue to work at it. So the more you try to put words to your thoughts, the easier it will become with practice and patience. But it'll also give some it's a positive way to show support for your favorite content creator and or broadcaster, and it's also a good way to let them know what it is that they can improve on and what it is that you want to see so they can produce more of it. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that I have for today. So in the event that you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon, surrounded by a bunch of moo-moos. Well, maybe not a bunch. Peace out.